my phone might die in. Oh, hello, Ghostface. We're doing slowly. How are you? Okay, my phone might die in the middle of this, so I apologize for that. But I have a story of sorts. It's more of like just a reenactment of this really amazing influencer, who goes by the name of. I literally just met him virtually like maybe 30 minutes ago, okay? Give me a break here. I don't remember his name. I remember his last name is like Sinek or something like that. I'm gonna go get it. Hold on. I am extremely hot. My God, I'm thirsty. Oh, shit. Also, look at my armpit hair. It's so beautiful. Oh, okay. Fuck, okay. You know what? I am just gonna take a break because I need to breathe. Drink some water. Because literally this is the first thing I did when I got home. I literally just set up my camera and was all like, wow. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get something to drink. I'm gonna get the notes out. I will come back to you. Oh gosh, this is not good. Wow, I look incredibly creepy right now. Great. Wow, I'm pretty sure you got that on camera, Angela. Wow. Oh, in the messy bed too. Yes, please. Fuck me. Oh, we're working on that language. Shh. Oh God, I sound like a fucking my language. Okay. And if you're wondering why I'm working on my language, even though like I had a whole spiel about it like last month or the month before that, I don't fucking know. I don't keep that. Language. So now said. Okay. But like, okay, so oh my God, my turtle's looking at me. It's so cute. Okay. We're calm. Okay, the reason I'm working on like not cussing as much anymore is because like I was talking to my uncle about it and like cussing and stuff, and I didn't mention that. It's such a good thing I was wearing pants today because I almost didn't, and I would have had to restart this video if I wasn't wearing any pants. So it's a really good thing I wore pants today. Oh, because I was really hot because I walked home, so I was like really hot, and it's like California, so like, you know, it gets hot here even though it's only springtime. Anyways, so I got hot, and when I get hot I change, and I usually wear like if I didn't make this video, I probably would have just been in my bra and panties and just like laid around like that. But since I was making this video, I had to, you know, put some clothes on, be decent for the fucking media, you know, typical stuff. Words. It's just so ingrained in me. Okay, and so that's why I'm wearing these clothes, because like I wasn't planning on it because it's hot. Okay, basically that's the gist of it. Like, it's hot. I'm wearing hot clothes because it's hot. Like, wow, I don't know why that took me so long to get to. Wow. Okay, we're going with some stuff, Angela. Wow, we're so good at this. We, where is the we? There's no one but you and your freaking turtle. Okay, so I'm not listening to her mind, just a tad, just like a minuscule amount, you know, just a little bit, like, it's not that bad. Okay, gotta be front and center, because, like, you know, I mean, pardon, I'm actually not front and center. Didn't I just, like, move, like, too much to the side? Whatever. You can't expect me to be straight, because I'm not. Wow, I'm all over the place. Okay. Okay, wow. Okay, Angela, we need to work on that. Okay. There's a lot of things I need to work on. Also, I just realized that, like, ooh. Wrist is hurting, wrist is hurting, wrist is hurting. Mayday. Mayday. Wow. Okay, we are wasting time here. Okay, wow. Those strawberries do not agree with me. Or is it the bananas? Wow. And the thing is, they're not like normal belching birds. They're like wet birds. Like, wow. Okay, don't ask. Okay, so I figured out why Super Bunny and I don't get along, and I think it's because he's such a fixed mindset. He's always trying to grow in knowledge and everything, but like, and that's the only growth he does. He doesn't like grow mentally. He doesn't grow like physically. Like, he doesn't like, he's just so fixed in his ideals and his like opinions and everything. And where I'm always trying to improve myself, I'm always trying to share my story, I'm always trying to share other people's story, to acknowledge people of other stuff and like other like different stuff. Like, I'm always trying to learn new stuff, not like knowledge wise. Well, I guess that's knowledge too, but like not like statistics and like weird like facts. I'm like trying to like learn like different people's perspectives and emotions and like that kind of stuff. And he's all about growing through like facts and stuff like that, but he's always like stuck in his opinions, and I'm always like very like either stuck on the fence, or I'm like, my opinion is strong but I can still change it if like you can convince me. And he's just like, you can't make him budge for shit, and it annoys me so much because like I'm always like one of my true joys in life is just like surprising people with how crazy I can be and just like shocking them with like basically everything, and like just like changing their like fixed mindsets and stuff, and like acknowledging them with new stuff and like changing people. Like, that's just like one of my favorite things to do. Like, it's extremely gratifying. It's like just the best feeling ever. And it's just, I haven't made any progress with him at all. Like, I haven't made him change a single thing, like at all. Like the things that we agree on, it's because we already agreed on that before. Anything, any ideal or any like opinion or anything that I have that like disagrees with him, he doesn't even want to listen to it or just agree to disagree. Because sometimes I'll do that. I'll just be like, okay, let's just agree to disagree. Like, you have your opinion, I have my opinion. Like, let's just not bring that up. He's just so fixed on his one thing, and he won't stop pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing until he changes your mind, or he forces you to submit to him. And it annoys me so much because I'm so not like that. I'm so like, I have my opinion, you have your opinion, like we agree, or like we disagree, but like we're okay with it. Like, I'm like that, but he's just so fixed. And I'm just like, boy! Okay, so anyways, I just realized that when I was eating my fruit, so like that's kind of why I might seem a bit more hyped than usual. And today was supposed to be like a calm, inspirational video, but then of course my fucking emotions got in the way. What else is new? Okay, so today we're supposed to start off with the conversation of millennials and this guy who's an influencer, which honestly I would think like that would be like probably one of the best jobs ever, because like you get to talk to people, you get to share, like just like it would be a really cool job. But then like you depend on like people's support, and if some people don't like you, then like you lose income, and it's just like very like wishy-washy. So I don't think I would actually like want to do that as a career, because it's not a career, it's like more of a pastime. But on to the topic of millennials. Yesterday I was talking to my uncle, and we were talking about careers and stuff, and I was like showing him my journalism stuff, and he was like, oh, you want to be a journalist? And I was like, No, actually, I actually wanted to be one in the beginning, but then I realized how competitive and how tight-knit it is, and it's just so, like, not, like, it's my thing, but it's not my thing, you know? Like, it has it has parts of me in there that I could see myself doing it, but I don't think I could handle it for very long, you know? And so, that's what I was telling him, and he was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And he's also like, yeah, it doesn't pay very well, and it's so competitive with, like, other food bloggers and stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's part of the reason why I didn't want to do it either. And then I was like, but what I really want to be, and then he was like, he started talking over me, and I was just kind of like, Can I finish? And then he stopped, and I was like, hey, thank you. I get to finish. Like, wow. Okay. Yeah, I think that's one thing where my uncle and I kind of, like, are extremely similar on, and it kind of, like, annoys both of us because we're both very talkers, and so, like, we love talking. So, like, we talk over each other a lot. Anyways, so when he was finished with his little spat, I was, like, able to continue my story. And I was like, yeah, and also, like, what I really want to do is become an editor. And he, like, slammed that down like fucking shit. And I was like, and it was just, like, so, like, he was just, like, so, like, assured about it. And he was just like, yeah, editors, like, I have editor friends, and they all start from writers, and you have to be a very good writer to become an editor. And he's just like, all like blah 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 blah, all this stuff about, like, how you have to become a writer first, and then you build up the ranks to an editor, and it takes a long time, and a lot of the time you don't make good enough money, blah 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 blah, all this stuff. And I was like, well, can't you become, like, an intern and then do it, like, build up the ranks through that way? And he was just kind of like, no. And I was like, fine, whatever. Like, I get it. Like, it takes time. I can do that. I can do it. If it's something that I love, I will push through it, okay? I will, like, no matter how hard, I will push through if I really, really want it. And I really want to become an editor. Like, it's been, like, my dream for the past 2 years. And it's like, I want to do it. It just fits me so well, I feel like. It just fits my passion, that fits, like, how I am as a person. Like, I just feel like it's for me, you know? Like, you just meet someone, or you meet something, or you, like, something happens to you, and it just feels right. That's what this editing job is for me. Like, publisher, editor, like, that kind of, like, thing, it just fits me so well. I feel like I could, like, it's just such a thing for me, you know? And he just, like, smashed it down so hard, and it just kind of, like, hit my self-esteem, like, a little bit. And I was like, okay. And, so yeah, I was, like, a little bit, like, so now I'm, like, not really sure, like, if I can do it. Like, now I'm, like, losing confidence, and, like, that sucks, because, like, I don't know, it just sucks. Like, losing confidence sucks. Like, there's no other way, right? There's no other way to put it. Like, it just sucks, you know? And, like, I don't know. Like, I feel so passionate about it, but that passion is kind of, like, his words just kind of put, like, a black screen across it, and I'm kind of like, it feels so far away now. Or it looks so far away now, but I feel like it's so me that I don't want to give up on it. But then I'm also reminded of his, like, a lot of times where there were things that I should have given up on, but I didn't. Or I should have tried harder if I didn't give up on them, but I didn't. For example, I took piano. And this piano class was a bit much for me. And I was just pushing through it because I was, like, in the beginning, I was, like, so psyched. I was like, yes, like, oh my god, piano, like, who? I got the jazz hands, like, look at me, guys. I just reminded of my, like, freshman year. Oh, that was bad. Okay, okay, but, like, I was so good the first, like, couple lessons, and then like when we started like learning like the beat and stuff and like reading and memorizing, that's when I lost my shit, and I was just like, it's too hard. I can't do it. Yada na 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 na, all of this stuff, and I was just like, I can't. But it wasn't. It was I can't, but I won't like not stop. So it was like half-assed, but I was still trying. You know, like I was like, I knew, like in my mind, my brain was just kind of like giving up. But my personality was just like persistent, so like keep going, like you can't give up, like you gotta do this. But then like anytime I like sat down, my brain was just kind of like, what is this, French? Nope. And I was like, fuck. And I should have given up. I should have just known. Like I should have just been like, okay, this is where we stop. Like this is clearly like a stopping point. Like if your mind is clearly telling you like, either I should have push past like my brain's barriers or whatever and like trying my hardest and put all of that effort into it, but I just didn't, because like I just had so much work, and it would have just put so like it would have made it like I would have had to put so much effort into it, and I just didn't like feel like I could do that. Like I just didn't feel like I could do that. But I was too stubborn to give up. I was too arrogant. I was too like, no, you're going to look like a weak little child if you give up now. Like, look how far along you are. Like, look at everyone else. Like, you're fine. Like, just keep going. But literally, I sat in that class for, like, at least a semester and a half, just sitting there playing on my phone, acting like I was on the piano. And then I was telling myself, like, yeah, look at you. Like, you can do the piano. Like, look at you. You haven't given up yet. When I had... But I was too stubborn to fucking move. Like, oh! My freshman year. So great. And, like, people were telling me, they were like, what is wrong with you? Like, why aren't, like, you've clearly given up. Like, why aren't you, like, relocating? Like, why aren't you moving so that you can do something else to, like, better yourself other than the piano where you're just so fucking stuck and, like, stupid. I was being such an idiot. And like it just reminds me of that, because like what if I do that when I like want to become an editor? Like what if I'm an intern and then I reach a certain point where like I am walking, like I'm going through the levels and the steps, and then at one point I just give up, but I'm still in that job, but I just give up, and I'm just like, yeah, this is good enough. Like, yeah, this is like a good enough job, like I get enough pay, like sure I'm not happy, sure I'm not at my dream yet, but I mean, I'm with people who are at that place, and so like I can experience it through them, and like I make good enough pay, like I'm fine. Like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to like be fine, okay? Like, I don't want to do that. So like, I don't know if I can like, because what he said to me really hit me, because it made me feel like how I did when I was doing the piano, because it made me feel like, what if I do that again? Like, what if I, like, quit, but don't quit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that, but I feel like I could if I try and, like, put so much effort inside editing or becoming an editor / publisher, and then, like, giving up at, like, halfway. Like, you can't just give up halfway. Like, girl, like, no. Like, you have to push through it. Like, and I really want it. Like, just like how I really wanted to do the piano. But, like, I just gave up because it was too hard. And it was just, like... This leads to the millennials, okay? I'm getting there. And then that also kind of, like, reminded me of... I was, like, in English class, we had this, like, assignment, and it was just one of those videos where occasionally, like, teachers will, like, give you a video to, like, watch, and it's inspirational, blah, 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 and I was just expecting it to be, like, some, like, cheesy inspirational crap, and just, like, whatever, and even better, it was on millennials, and I was like, oh, yeah, this guy's gonna say, like, millennials need to change, like, they're so bad, blah, 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 I've heard it all before, guys, shut up, and I pressed play. And, like, the credits rolled in, blah, blah, blah. And this guy just started talking. And I was just like, wow. Like, he's an influencer. And he was like, what is his name? Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek. If you don't know him, look him up. I swear to you, he was like, like, oh my God, like, he was straight up with you. He was like, he wasn't, like, he was reprimanding us, but he was kind of like, millennials are this way, you know? Like, he was just being point blank about it. He's like, first he gave you, like, the rundown. He was like, you know, millennials are considered people who were born in 1994 and up, which made sense. Like, you know, whatever. And, like, he went on through all the stereotypes. He's like, everyone thinks they're, like, what did he say? Entitled, narcissistic, self-interested, unfocused, and lazy. I mean, true, but he was talking about how not only that, but, like, every one of us, like, despite being all of that, like, we all think that, like, we need to make an impact on the world, like, we need to make the world a better place, blah, 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 and, like, we're never, like, satisfied in our, like, lot in life because we just feel like we need to do more, we need to be better. Does this sound familiar to anyone? And so, he said it's, like, he said that it's, like, not just us that we're like this. And he said that a lot of us go through self-blame, and we blame ourselves, because we're millennials, and we blame ourselves for a lot of things, which actually makes sense, because I do that a lot. And, like, I don't know, he just, like, hit so many points that, like, hit me, like, I'm not even on the right heart. Where is your heart? Which titty is your heart under, guys? Why? Okay. It's not even that funny. Okay. So fucking hot. Oh my God, my turtle. He's like swimming towards me in slow motion. It's so cute. Oh. I'm sorry, but he's just so cute. Oh, look at him. He's my pride and joy, guys. Like, oh. Okay. Okay. Distraction. Sorry, but what cause you're distraction? You're so beautiful. Like, don't want to be offended. Like, you're fine. Like, you're beautiful. Like, God damn, I care about my turtle way too damn much. Okay. What was I saying about not wanting to cuss? Oh yeah. I don't want to cuss as much because, like, I was talking to my uncle about it, and he was talking about how, like, cussing is, like, he said it's fine. Like, he said he even does it, and, like, it's, like, a fine way of, like, expressing yourself, like, especially in, like, a casual environment. But he said that, like, if you make it too much of a habit, like, it'll slip out in, like, professional settings, and, like, it won't be, like, good because, like, cuss words are, like, seen as, like, a negative, like, slang, which they are. Like, it's like saying, like, cuss words are, like, a very slang kind of, like, word. It's, like, kind of like being, like, hey, guys, what's up, my dudes? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, wow, look at us. Like, that's kind of how, like, cuss words are. And so, like, they shouldn't be used in, like, a professional environment, and, like, they might accidentally slip out in a professional environment, blah, blah, blah. And that's not good because, like, then, like, if you're saying, like, in a very important speech or something and then, like, cuss words come out, like, it's not as, like, impactful or, like, professional, and people don't take you as seriously because they think, oh, like, this person's just, like, talking casual. Like, they're not, like, this isn't important to them. Which I don't want, like, my, like, speeches, wow. Stories and stuff, that was a suppressed verb, to be, like, less impactful. Like, I want them to be, like, important, you know? Because I'm important. I'm just kidding. Literally, we all think we're, like, special in some way, when really, like, we're not that special. Like, we're just humans. We're just humans. Like, we're special to ourselves, but not really that many other People are special. Anyways, so back to Sinek. He is just like, I don't know how to like explain his like speech, but it was just so impactful because like he was just going to like the history of why we're so like this way, like why we're always bashed upon and like why we're always like so like this way. But it's like it's not our fault technically because we were raised in this environment. We were raised to be like this way, like either like because of social media or because of like how our parents like treated us. Like it's just like how we were raised, and why we're so sensitive and why the depression rates are so high is because we've been raised this way. And people bash us for it, but it's like it's literally kind of your fault, because I know it's probably gonna sound like the blame game or some shit like that, but like it really is like since birth, like we've been like treated a certain way, and like we've been exposed to different things that just no one else has been exposed to, and it's changed us, okay? It's made us different. And like that difference isn't good, because what that change is not all good. And so like, or the effects of that change has not been good, and that's all we've been exposed to. So we have no idea what the world was like before technology. Like that's what really changes us millennials from the other generations, is we have technology, and it's such a convenience, and it's so like a big part of everyone's life. But the difference is like every other generation like understands or vaguely remembers like early stages of technology, or at least no technology, or the early stages of technology, or they've seen like the passage through time of technology, where a lot of us millennials have not. We've only experienced like the modern technology, the like convenient, like fast-paced technology, and the social media and everything else. Like we've never experienced like the 80s like first cell phone, the first computer, like the first like TV, like all of that. We've never experienced any of that. We've never even experienced like basic stuff that was like a passageway through time of how technology is today, and we haven't experienced that, so we don't understand how different technology was than it is today. All we know is that it's like how it is today, like especially the younger kids who are like literally like have like smartphones, and like just like it's just crazy. And it's partly due to the parents not like restricting their kids enough, and like not like understanding the extent of how technology can change a person, because they don't understand it themselves, because they haven't experienced that. Like it's kind of like subconscious now, kind of almost, because technology is all around us, so we don't realize the effect it has on us. But it really does, especially if you're born into technology. Like especially millennials, like we're so affected by it, we have no idea, because it's been around us our entire lives. Like we just have no idea the effect it has on us, and our parents don't, and our grandparents don't, because they just have like seen it gradually change. They don't realize like how like impactful like technology has like changed you, and like how we don't know any difference. Like we don't understand anything like outside of like technology. Like we haven't like experienced anything else. Like, and then he was also talking about how like cell phones are an addiction, and yes, we've heard this all before. It's all along the lines of how millennials are all bad, and they're all narcissistic, they're all addicted to their technology, but it's because we know nothing else. But there's also the fact that technology, like literally, okay, let me go on the basics of addiction. Addiction, so we well know, is highly addiction is like highly like easy to get hooked on, because like it just, addiction starts from a chemical compound called dopamine, which I'm sure many of you heard of before, but it's basically like emotion that just makes you happy. Like anytime you feel excited, or anytime you get a hug, like anything that makes you feel good, even eating sometimes, can make you like have this chemical compound called dopamine. And like it's pleasant and it's nice, and it's why people love being happy, because like it just feels good because of this chemical called dopamine. And I'm gonna be real with you, like it's kind of hard to get there sometimes. And so a lot of people like take shortcuts. Sometimes like addiction, like through alcohol, cigarettes, like all of this other stuff, like they kind of like shortcut to dopamine. But one thing that we don't realize is that compliments, gratitude, like all of that creates dopamine. And it creates it like almost as quickly as alcohol, cigarettes, etc. would. But we don't realize this. We've just always known that. And, well, we've always like known that subconsciously, but we've never really thought about it in depth. But that's like what's like making us so narcissistic and so obsessed with the like technology and social media is dopamine, which being released through multiple ways, but one of the main ones that's affecting us right now and what makes us addicted to technology is through like the compliments and the attention through social media. And like I think that's why like a lot of like millennials are so obsessed with like social media, and like why we're so obsessed with like our self-image and stuff, because like that's what gets the compliments, like that's what gets them rolling in, that's what brings this pleasant feeling, you know? Especially since we're so like embedded with technology, we don't really know how to socialize. We don't really like know much else other than technology because we've been raised with it our entire lives. And we don't really know much, and we've never really been exposed to much else because like your parents have their own lives. They don't understand like the difference between their life growing up socializing and then hitting the technological standpoint and then moving on from there, but still knowing how the basics of socializing. We've never had that because we've never lived without technology. Like we've never had that. Like a lot of us don't even know how to socialize or like how to like form basic connections and relationships because we've never had that before. Because, like, we're just so used to, like, technology being available. We're so used to technology creating the connections for us. When it's not really making real good connections and relationships. It's just giving you the illusion of them. Because it's virtual reality. Like, it's just so much of it. It just feels real, but it's not, you know? And we don't even realize it because we've had it, like, our entire lives. Like, you don't understand. Also, this video is coming to an end because I, like, rambled for, like, 15 minutes about nothing until I got to the actual part. And so, like, we're gonna stop here and then, like, there's gonna be a part 2. So, like, watch the part 2 and if you're interested in this topic or whatnot. If you're not, then bye, I guess. I don't know. I'm just gonna continue in the next video.